Koala Crew! Welcome back to the Corner of Remnant. I'm your host Larissa, and I'm joined by co-host.
Oh right, yeah. Hi.
And
I was thinking on my screen, so I apologise. Go ahead.
It was a quicker transition. I changed the transitions. I forgot to warn you.
I was like,
Wait.
I haven't done something. I forgot how it works almost. Anyway, hi.
It's been a while. It's been a while. And if you hear some screaming in the background, it's only Kaylee. Apologises.
There she is in the
There
chat.
she is. It's so good. Like I was just explaining to Dawn, because you couldn't hear. But I'm not sure if you pick it up so much on the stream because I have changed my mic settings on the stream. But we're talking on Skype, so he can hear it. Yeah, so yes, but welcome back to the Corner of Remnant, and our people watching on YouTube as well. Hello. Of course, this is streamed live on Twitch, and yeah, it's been a while since we've done a Corner of Remnant stream, so we're back.
Yes, very excited to be back.
Yes, and yeah, so we're going to chat about some of the RWBY news that has been that we haven't had a chance to talk about, but particularly today we are discussing RWBY After the Fall and the RWBY DC Comic Chapter 1, which was just only recently out this week. Yeah, but it's just also just general RWBY news and just chatting with people because it's been a while since we've done a Corner of Remnant stream, so
Yeah.
yes.
More or less, we'll just be discussing points and stuff about the book and the comic and chatting amongst each other. And yeah, all you guys feel free to join in if anything you guys want us to discuss, anything we miss, anything you guys particularly liked, just let us know. And whether you're watching live on the VOD on Twitch or the VOD on YouTube, as all, thank you very much for watching. And again, leave your comments below, and we'll do our best to respond to them as if it was live and whatever. Because you know, we just love this discussion, and we're happy for anyone else to join in on it. More or less.
Absolutely. Yep. We always like responding to all comments and chatting with the chat and answering any questions you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. So, where to begin?
I don't know. We've been discussing how much we loved the comic, and we could probably just. Oh, I forgot my mic's sensitive today. I shouldn't lean back. We were discussing how we like the comic a lot, despite kind of so little of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we probably jump into that.
We'll go talk about the comic first. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's more recent. I think a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, that's recent. You know, we're kind of a bit behind on the After the Fall discussion, but
yes. We'll talk about the comic to begin with. So I popped the link in the chat, and also we'll put it on the description of the YouTube video as well, to where you can go and buy the comic. So it's 99 US cents. I think it worked out $1 something for us Aussies. I can't remember now.
It was $1.10 or something.
Something like that.
For me.
Yeah.
Should have been like $1.25 because Australian exchange rate right now.
Yes.
And they just increased the cost for shipping as well. The Australian Post just put shipping up as well.
Oh, no. Yeah. I noticed that, like, with the Rooster Teeth store, when buying things off there, the shipping's, like, gone from, like, $12 US, like, $20 US now. It's like, why?
Now it's going to be, like, an extra $2 on that as well now.
Right. So the comic, it's just chapter 1, so it's about 12 pages. I didn't count it, but I think it's around 12 pages long.
It's 24 pages.
Oh, was it 24 pages? Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's 24 pages, but there's like there'll be like a page of like an entire page, then I'll zoom into different bits of the.
True. Yeah.
Okay, so it might be 12 pages in whole, but the actual digital comic is 24 pages.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I'm not a comic person. This is like my first. This is like my first paid for comic book.
Yeah, I haven't read many comic books either. I've read some mangas, but not comics as such.
Yeah. Have they said if this is coming physically?
Not that I've heard, no. I think it's just digital for now, but they might do a physical release once all the chapters have been released. Yeah.
And if you guys do enjoy this, I don't think we'll be discussing it, but if you do, just also a Genlock one will be coming.
Oh, yeah.
Month by month, like it'll go Genlock, RWBY, Genlock, RWBY, Genlock, RWBY, Genlock, RWBY.
I did hear they were doing a Genlock
how
one.
Many, yeah, I think it's, so I think that's how it's going. It's is it month or week? I'm pretty sure it's months. Yeah, it was going back and forth for however long. So these comics could last like a year or so.
Yeah, we'll keep our RWBY fix going for a while.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too. It is now a constant stream of RWBY that we coming out.
Yes. Especially with no chibi.
Although this comic, especially and with this comic, this issue in particular, it is just focusing on volumes 1 to 3.
Yep.
which don't let that be a misconception. The rest of the comics will be the Volume 4 time skip. That's
it's meant to be
on different characters.
Yeah, what I'm aware of is set between volumes 3 and 4.
Yeah, so basically that's
in the time skip. Yeah. So the first chapter. Yeah, the first chapter is sort of setting the scene. It's all from RWBY's point of view, and it's detailing the events between sort of basically volume 1 to 3. But then as the more chapters release, it'll be all about the time skip difference. But this was really more setting the scene and explaining about semblances and Remnant and Aura and Huntsman and all of that. So it's really setting the scene, but it's all from RWBY's point of view, which I really liked.
Yeah. It's just like, again, like a neat kind of smaller introduction to the world from, like, again, from her perspective, like how RWBY sees the world kind of thing. So there are details missed here, there are details that aren't explained properly, but again, it's from RWBY's perspective, so it kind of makes sense. You know, RWBY doesn't know everything. So I kind of really like that, you know. I've seen a few people, I've seen quite a few people who don't like this, to be honest.
Really? I loved it.
I get it kind of like, you know, if you're getting into RWBY and this is your first into RWBY, it's kind of like, maybe it doesn't do enough.
Maybe.
Kind of that, and if you're a RWBY fan, it doesn't tell you anything new. I think that's where people are coming from.
Yeah, but it's just the first chapter.
Well, that's the thing too. But again, it's the first chapter. But you know, if you don't know what RWBY is, this is gonna keep you reading into it. And I don't know in that sense. But all I know is that as a RWBY fan, as someone who does know a lot about the series, I really enjoy it. It's like a little love letter, and it's cool to see RWBY in a comic book sense.
Yes. And I love the art style.
And again, it's just another layer to the show. I've been discussing this on Twitter recently, how it's like, the RWBY doesn't need to compete against itself.
No.
The comics, the manga anthologies, the World of Remnants, all these extra little things that aren't the main show are just meant to be layering onto the show.
Yep.
Like, you know, it's all one, you know, it doesn't retcon itself, and even if it does, oh well. You know, it's just meant to be building on the same RWBY world. That's all it is.
Yep.
So, you know, don't be like, oh, this should have been in the show. It's like, well, but you know this information regardless. So
yes,
there you
exactly.
go. You know, Miles and Kerry talked 100 times how there's so much they want to do with the show, they're just limited by time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think what they have done is good.
Yeah, and we never know what we might get once the show's finished. We might get some spin-off series and things. Like, I would love to be able to see with the After the Fall book, especially, to see like a mini-series just of that. Would be really cool.
And again, this is really cool because while the show doesn't express everything, this now makes the off-season months more enjoyable because we get stuff like this.
Yes, that can tide us over.
If the show explained everything in every little detail, there'd be no need to do all the stuff in the off season.
Yeah,
kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm picking at straws for that reasoning, but I don't know.
It's kept me happy over the last few months, but we're almost there. It's not that long to volume 7, so.
Yeah. Crazy how fast that's come along, and even though it's an extra month later than it usually is, it still feels like it's
snuck up on us.
And remember, I still don't think the November 2nd is still set in stone. I know they've released a lot of promo stuff for it, so it feels like it is more set in stone than it was back in
it's
RTX.
still possible it will change, but
I think so.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see. But I think we should let's start actually going through this.
The comic.
Yeah. So I've pulled up here. So if you guys know what we're talking about, or again, like Larissa said, pull it up by yourself.
Yeah, and definitely check it out for yourself too, even though we're going to be discussing it. It's just you need to check out the art style and everything. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I was going to say, if nothing else, the cover.
Oh yeah, I love the art style of the cover. And there have been some snippets of it as well on Twitter and such, but even though I had seen some of those scenes, there was still a lot that I hadn't seen, so yeah, it was still really
I saw a few of the preview, like first few pages.
Yeah, it was really just the first couple pages, so
yeah.
Which is,
nice. I like the second page, kind of just like character models, like screenshot kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's got their time skip outfits as well. I really like that. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so chapter 1 is the prelude, the elegy. There you go. Yeah, but I like how it starts off with RWBY as a kid reading her books and reading about heroes and wanting to be a hero herself. Though it says, but people say she was born to be a storyteller, but now she's like telling her own story. I like that.
Yeah, it's really
hey,
nice.
Dodge.
it's actually quite interesting from this, and this is something I'm going to criticize actually about after the fall. I very, very rarely ever liked RWBY as a written character other than the show.
Yeah.
Like, I've never liked her in any fan fiction. I didn't like how she was written in After the Fall.
Yeah.
For example. But here, I really enjoyed how she was written. It just really works for me. Personally. RWBY's a character that's so, to me, an on-screen talk character by Lindsay.
Yeah.
You know? Written by Miles and Carey. You know? Anyone else just doesn't quite feel
But I loved her in the comic.
This is really good. I really like how it was done in this one. And I love the aspect to a character now, like a born storyteller. That's really interesting. I never saw it from that perspective, but that's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah.
But now she can live her own with the Grimm.
Yes.
In a sense. So that's really.
It's just I just love the whole comic. I just like grinning, like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah. Recapping the now she begins to recap like the world with the kingdoms and Beacon.
Yeah. It sort of sets the scene for someone who doesn't know about RWBY. So about the Grimm and Huntsman and the academies. And I love the shot with Summer and Ty, RWBY and Yang. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really nice shot.
Yeah.
It's cool because we can never ever see Summer.
Yes, we haven't really seen them like as a family together.
Like, oh wow, there's like there's the Summer.
Yes,
so
Summer.
Very interesting.
Using the same outfit that we saw at the end of Volume 6, which we're not sure if is our actual canon outfit, but that's what we've seen so far, so that's what they're gone with for the comic. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it in drawing. It's not nearly as jarring.
Yeah.
Drawing than it was, so we'll see how it reflects that if we ever get more of Summer. Then we get the grave scene.
We get the beautiful shot of the grave scene with the sun setting, and it's Ty, RWBY and Yang.
Which it's quite nice. It kind of gives you a better perspective on their age at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think is nice. We never really knew what time or what age RWBY and Yang were when Summer disappeared.
Yeah.
So
we know they were young. We saw a little bit of that flashback in Volume 2 with RWBY in the little trailer thing, but we hadn't.
Did we know Summer was gone at that point?
Well, that's when
Summer had gone at that
I believe so, because Yang was talking about how she found out after Summer died about that she wasn't her actual mum. And that's when she started looking for clues as to who her actual mum was. So it would have been after that.
Okay, okay, fair enough.
What's going on? So I don't really see. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's another sort of thing to see from RWBY and building her character that haven't really been able to see in the show.
Yeah, like that's the big part about RWBY's character is that she does compress a lot. She doesn't, for as bubbly and like personality, she does have a lot of stuff bubbling under the surface. That's always kind of been her character, which is why one of my favorite things in Volume 6 was a little outburst about the lamp. Like, I'm not leaving about the lamp. Like, that was the first kind of, like...
it was.
Like, no, I'm not listening. Like, it's good. I like a lot, and I think that's a really underappreciated little moment of
actually seeing her freaking out there, too, which we haven't really seen before.
Yeah, exactly.
With her panicking and freaking out, like...
It just goes to show that, like, she wants to do what's right, And I've always come back and said... I would love for like a little recap of character motivations in the few next coming volumes. Like just reestablish why everyone's doing what they're doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, having little outbursts like that is kind of a subtle way to do that. In a sense, like expressing how much she wants to do it. But back to the comic.
Yes.
And I love this. One of my favorite things is this little garden.
Yes,
scene,
a beacon. Shot. It looks like Jean Emperial there on the side.
Oh yeah, it does too. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, Kaylee pointed that out too when we were reading it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is beautiful with the garden and the fountain and
the autumn theme.
Yes.
As well, which is interesting because I remember when winter showed up, like RWBY mentioned, like it was fall.
Yeah.
And stuff at the time, so I don't know, maybe like so I think that's maybe a cool little connect to that.
Yeah, I'm sure, but yes. Was that. Then it talked about like having Yang there at Beacon and making friends, and there's that shot with Penny. I have seen that on Twitter too.
I don't care if she should have an Atlas outfit. I don't care if she has a Beacon outfit.
That's right. I hadn't really thought of that. Yeah, she's got a Beacon outfit there.
I don't care. I love that.
Oh, you've got it as your lock screen on your phone.
A lot of notifications. Like literally, guys, I woke up so early this morning, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's too early. Fell back to sleep. Got all these notifications, woke up, and there was like 10 minutes for the stream. It's like,
There it is. Hey. I've got my Renora art that I found earlier in the year. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that so much.
I'm not sure if you can really see it, but I've got my Renora art. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's so cool.
No Buzz Reese, thanks for the like.
One thing I did about my lock screen though, is I went into my photo editor and just fixed Nora's neck. Before I saved it as myself.
Yeah. Nora's neck does look a bit weird there in that shot, but it's really,
But it's one of those things where, like, you know, especially if you do a drawing, you know, it's kind of like, do I move everything or just kind of stretch something out so it works?
Drawing people is hard, from what I've heard.
Yes.
Just to get the anatomy right and get everything looking right in the arms and everything. Oh, Dodge says he loves your Vernal art.
I've done a lot of Vernal art.
Yeah. Yes, and Dawn's a little obsessed with Vernal.
Yeah. Well, you'll see in the coming. I think you'll see in the next week how much the next character I've started to really, really fall in love with. I'm starting to give her the same treatment as Vernal, so you'll start seeing that Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I love this shot a lot too. It is really nice.
Yeah.
And even Yang stuff kind of bringing her along. It is nice.
What was that? Don't mind me, I'm just trying to... There it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this will work. I didn't test it. Yep, aha! Oh, and the bot posted at the same time.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, go check out Don's DeviantArt as well, and post on Twitter. But you can see everything on his DeviantArt page.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah. So yes, I like that scene.
Yeah. I'm looking at the next screen.
The next one. Oh yeah, this is all the fight scenes, and she's talking about introducing the other. Of course, Rooster Teeth.
I love the flowers of the characters in the background. I love that Blake's fighting like the shadow people, like the Faunus shadow people.
In the background with Blyce, there's this sort of character in the bottom left. I can't really. I'm not sure what that little character is there. Did you notice that?
That's like a wolf.
It's like a wolf or something.
Maybe it's meant to represent Winter's summons.
Maybe.
Because
not sure.
It's kind of showing all the things that the characters are like experience at fighting against.
Yeah, because
Yang can fight the Grim really well. Blake can fight people really well, and Weiss have experience fighting like summons and Atlas robots and kind of thing.
Yeah, and like with Blake's as well, with the Faunus there, so there's one that looks very much like Adam. The other two, not so much recognizable, but there's definitely one that looked like Adam there in his shadow. Yeah.
One looks like it has like small rabbit ears. One looks like it has like bear ears.
Yeah. The one sort of lurking behind her too.
Yeah. I've always liked the concept that characters in the show are very good at fighting specific things. Like they're all good at fighting the Grim because they're huntresses.
Yeah.
But you know, Yang can fight people like we saw in a Yellow trailer. Like she knows really how to fight like hand-to-hand combat with other fighters. That's why she went through in the Vital tournament. Yeah. Because, you know, she's the one who knows how to fight other fighters. RWBY doesn't know how to fight other fighters. No, she's good at fighting the Grim. Blake is probably kind of good at both as well. But, again, she's good at fighting Atlas androids, as we've seen, probably more often than not. And Weiss is good at fighting the Grim as well, because that's what she's trained against. But she's not good at fighting people as much as well. Yeah. Which is why she loses all the time. Again, it's annoying, but at least it all makes sense when you kind of take a step back and kind of experience what these characters are used to fighting against. Yeah. So that's kind of how. So the point is, like, it's kind of represented here in a bit. Yeah, and like they're being trained to fight Grim, but out in the world, there's going to be situations where they're going to have to fight people as well. Yeah, which is always interesting. Like and that's kind of what the Vital tournament is meant to be. You know, it's like eventually you'll have to fight people that think aren't Grim, and that's like we're not going to train you to fight people. You know, because that's pretend. You know, they don't want to get you to fight people, but we'll have these tournament things. You know, just to test your skills and stuff. Yeah, just in case. Yeah. Then, like I said earlier, like when you go throughout the comics, it'll just zoom in on certain pages and kind of a little bits. I just love how RWBY's describing the characters here. It's so good. And this is what I mean about RWBY being written really well here. Yes. Is that she just keeps talking and doesn't know when to stop. And which is RWBY. Yeah, and I think that's really cool.
Especially Volume 1 RWBY, particularly.
Yeah, which is, it's funny because that's something I do a bit as well. I know.
It's true, Dodge.
It's like I've made my point, but you just keep going.
It keeps going.
On.
I like with the describing Yang here, like, she's a baller, brawler, butt kick, scholar, my sister from a different mister, except not a mister because we do actually have different mums but the same dad.
Yeah. I love it. It's great. I really, really like that.
And how she describes Black as being like a skinny alley cat that you want to help feed, but probably is smart enough to go get her own food anyway. And then she describes Wise as being like a fluffy, snub-nosed, pampered white cat. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, but I love how she says that, but then she goes like, but not actually.
Yeah.
That's she is on the surface, but she actually works like really, really hard.
Yeah, yeah. Really like she looks is 100% spoiled and cuddled and babied and useless, but it's not remotely true because why
she works really, really hard. So.
Yeah, and it talks about her grades and working really hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I love how like they come from different places, different families, different continents, different kingdoms, but they all wanted to be huntresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Exactly, and then it's got like a shot with them all fighting, and Ursa by the looks, which is really cool.
Yes. Yeah, and they're all back in their beacon uniforms.
Yeah. I love also like there's a little shot with them lying together on the grass, looking up, like watching the clouds. It's really cute. There's also a little scene of the maidens there as well.
Yeah. That was something that I found really interesting because as obvious as that connection is, this is the first time we've really seen a comparison between the two on screen in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's got RWBY, then it's got the maidens there. It's like, hello.
Hello there. And again, I think this is just a symbolic referencing to like you know, the reason why there are teams of 4 is because Osmond had 4 kids, then I personally think he found 4 people that reminded him of his kids, gave them the powers, and then the idea of 4 people coming together is kind of that inspiration that kind of keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. That idea of 4, because you know that's just what Ozpin, you know, for as long as it's existed, it keeps coming up, kind of thing. I personally still don't think we're gonna get 4 Team RWBYs, 4 maidens. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either, unless it's like really end game, maybe. Yeah. But, yeah. So yeah, it talks about them like
all named colours.
All the colours, yep. It's that like all colours, and also about their our powers, so the semblances as well. Explains about aura. I like how she describes their semblances. Like hers is, my semblance is an ice cream sundae of speed with a little cherry of teleportation on top.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like everything she's mentioning in this particular like pages isn't accurate, but it's from RWBY's perspective.
Yes, it's from RWBY's
perspective. It still works.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a narrator retelling a story. It's just, hey, this is this perspective of the story. I like that a lot.
Yeah, Dodge, again, I can definitely... Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dodge, I could definitely see that happening right at the end, like end game or something.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
It depends, because obviously the mains have to die for the powers to transfer, so, you know...
That means Raven's going to have to die at some point.
Does that just happen to happen, or do they find a way to transfer the powers or some other way? You know, we're going to get to the end of the show, and they're just like, all 4 mains, like, okay, we're all going to kill ourselves and just give the powers to these other... Like, you know, like, I don't think that something like that would happen.
Yeah, that's very true. See what happens at the end.
Yeah. I love to reaffirm that, like, you know, everything has an aura except for the Grim, everything has a semblance, but whether they use it or not, you know, is just depending on their training.
Hey Mario, welcome.
Yeah, like shadow clones. That, like, yep.
Yee. God, I cannot type today.
It's interesting too. Like it even brings up that RWBY knows about the myth or the story of the myths of the 4 maidens and stuff.
Yeah.
Which does connect back to idea of being a storyteller. That would make sense that she's aware of that. And I guess Crow does ask, what is your favorite fairy tale, assuming that RWBY would know, you know, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, she grew up reading all these books and stories and fairy tales, so yeah, for sure.
I never actually considered, because the way they did it in the show, it was like Crow explained to them everything to them in Volume 4. But I guess the way Crow asks it is the same way Ozpin asks it, assuming that Crow knows that RWBY at least knows the story.
Yeah.
So she would at least be aware of the story. Okay, that's it. Okay, that all makes sense.
Mario. Oh my god. And I love the shot with them again on the grass, you know.
Yeah.
So happy.
That really reminds me of Keith's what does he call it? Is it Remnant? He did like a Remnant art book, a zine.
Yeah.
Zine. I don't know what the fuck they're called. And Keith on Keith Mo, but I always forget how to pronounce his name. Ravenhide, I think you can just look up on Twitter.
Yeah.
He did a zine, and that's very similar to the cover of that. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
And I like how they keep talking about aura, semblance, and dust, but I like how they keep drilling in that it's not magic. I really like that because it's something that a lot of people, and I think the show did struggle to kind of separate.
Yes. Yeah.
But I like the fact that they keep drilling it in that you just like, no, we're not gonna change our mind. You guys just have to understand that they're different.
Yeah.
Just fandom, accept the fact that in the world it's different. I know it looks like magic. It's not. Stop. Like, because they keep telling us that. Eventually we're gonna have to shut up and accept it.
No such thing as magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get from our perspective, it's weird to think that, but from their perspective, it's just different. Kind of thing. You just kind of have to accept that.
Well, everyone on the RWBYverse are based or inspired by fairy tale / legend. Not everyone's exactly, but there are everyone's sort of inspired or based on someone, but a lot are different fairy tales.
Yeah.
Legends, but not every character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. There are. I think some are a lot more subtle than others. It wouldn't surprise me if every character does have some very subtle inspiration, but I don't know. I can't think. But when it comes to the World of RWBY book that comes out October, we might find that out.
Yeah.
That's something I want to discuss about at the end as well. I have so many ideas for that book, and I hope it'll be good.
Yeah, Reach, that is a popular theory, which could definitely seem as canon as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do believe that it's what's left over of what magic once was.
Yes, yeah,
definitely.
It definitely seems to be that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hasn't been like fully confirmed yet, but very much so. Yeah.
Like, that's true as well. Like in a lot of like fandoms and other like comics, like Marvel, Dodge brings up. You know, there are a lot of different things of like magic and science, but then mutant powers and stuff, and it's all different, even though it all looks the exact same thing. I mean, yeah, like again, like did they need to add? And again, it's the thing that I don't think, I could be wrong. I don't think the maidens were an initial. I know the maidens weren't. I don't know if magic was an initial thing was going to be added onto the series. That was a thing they kind of added in right before Volume 3.
It might have been something Monty was thinking about, but I'm sure.
Like I know that that's the maidens were like a new thing they kind of brought up. They kind of came up with a bit before Monty's passing.
It wouldn't surprise me though if Monty had come up with the whole idea with Salem and Osborn and the golds and everything, and they've just added to it and fill in the gaps. But
yeah, I guess
it definitely seems like a Monty thing though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, again, the whole magic aura dust semblance thing is a bit much. It is a bit kind of hard to kind of comprehend and stuff. I get that.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to make the effort. I guess. Otherwise, you know, you just no. What else?
Hopefully, it'll be more explained as we move along in the show as well, and the book coming out later.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Hopefully, the world of RWBY will add on to that, and we are getting a bit more on semblances. They announced at RTX that we're going to get like a bit more into like, you know, people having the same semblances and stuff like that, and kind of how that works. Which is the only thing that actually makes you think we're going to get Neon returning.
Yeah.
She also had a speed semblance.
Yes.
Except her particle effect was a rainbow rather than rose petals.
Yeah. And it's quite different from RWBY's as well.
So they could maybe that's the comparison between the two characters.
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe Oobleck shows up because he might have a speed semblance as well. We have no idea. Or he's just high. One of the two.
So moving along with the DC Comics, so it has that beautiful shot with them there, and then it moves on to the battle beacon.
That's a hell of a nasty transition there.
It is. It's all happy, we're all happy, everything's going well, and then disaster.
Yeah, that's a nice shot though. That's a very nice shot, as it is.
Yeah.
And I love the next shot too.
Yeah. It's all about the fall of Beacon with Adam and Cinder there, and the Grim, and then of course it's got images there of Pyrrha, Penny, and Osborn.
I like that Ozpin's there. I never really thought about it like that, but I like that Ozpin's there.
Yeah.
That's a nice little touch that I don't normally
At the end of the day, he did die there full of vegans, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And then it's sort of there's a little bit here which wasn't really canonically correct. So it's got RWBY returning home to patch with Ty there, but we know that she was unconscious and Crow carried her there, but
I mean, it's still
just a little thing.
It doesn't change anything. Like, doesn't like. It's just like, oh, RWBY went home. It just this is a different way, different perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
But it's got that nice shot of Blake there.
Yeah, that's
in the
really
harbour.
nice. I love that shot. That's
I love that
really
one.
Lovely shot. Yeah, it's interesting that they put Willow. I think that's Willow. In the shot with.
Well, I think it's more winter. It looks more like winter to me, but then again, I'm not sure. It's a bit hard to tell. So it's Weiss in the middle there next to Jarks, and then it's just that other figure there. I'm not sure.
I almost don't think Weiss has seen Winter since Speaking. Personally, I don't think.
Yeah, possibly. It could be Willow then.
Again,
yeah.
this obviously isn't super accurate.
Yeah.
You know, so.
RWBY's imagination of what happened after being told what happened. Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Again, this also is from her perspective. That's very true. So maybe.
Yeah.
I guess we look at it like that. That's actually true.
Yeah.
Yep,
and then it's got like RWBY looking after Yang there as well. Then it's got the shot of them leaving. Again, not exactly canonically correct because Ty's waving goodbye when we know she snuck out. But yeah, and then it's got sort of course, with Yang, Weiss, and Blake there all separated.
But again, I'm sure in RWBY's mind she would like to kind of think that she actually did. Yeah, she didn't sneak away. You know.
Yeah.
That's not what she wanted to do. It felt like what she had to do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
She didn't think she'd be allowed to leave. And stuff. I love that shot of Weiss a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I really like that shot.
I like the Blake one as well.
The Blake one's really nice. As well. And then that's it, I think.
Yeah, we'll go on, won't we? And it's got like a shot there with Ranger.
Ranger with the shadows of RWBY in the background.
Yeah, with Weiss, Blake, and Yang shadows in the background, and that's the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are basically Ty, stop being where you are, Ty. But apart from that,
it's just a couple of little things, but yeah, overall I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and this also, like, this is something that kind of DC is doing more on their own. Like, you know, all the other books and anthologies and stuff, it's kind of going through Miles and Kerry. Yeah. This is much more like, hey, DC, we're doing this thing. Yeah. We made it. Do you guys approve? And they're like, oh, that's yeah, fine, sure, go ahead. Like it's more like they're doing their own thing and just getting it approved, whereas everything else is kind of flowing through Miles and Kerry. Yeah. Whereas this probably isn't as much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. They'll probably they'll finish it, give it back to Miles and Kerry, and be like, hey, is this cool? You know, I'm sure they approve stuff. You know, like they tell them the story, but then maybe don't go through them every single artist rendition and stuff that they do. Yeah. Because they can't keep coming back and forth all the time. Otherwise, it'll take months and months to get released. They kind of have to do their own thing so they can actually release them each month. You know, they can't go through Miles and Kerry for every single little detail, I don't think. Because it's such a different company that's making it. It's not just an independent person creating it on themselves, like, say, After the Fall was with Myers, who made that. E.C. Myers, my apologies, who made that.
Yeah, I really liked it, and like I was saying, it's telling what happened through her lens and biases, and I just loved it.
If this is her telling the story to us, if we're in the world of Remnant, she's not gonna admit that she snuck away. You know? Like, oh yeah, I walked home. I didn't get knocked down and get carried home by my uncle. I walked home like a proud warrior I am. So if you look at it like that, it's funny, but it works still. Yeah, she returned home. She returned home and left home. That's all that matters. So the next few comics should be a lot more.
Well, the next one's titled RWBY's Journey, so I think it's going to talk more about their journey from Patch. Yeah, they're probably onwards.
Maybe we'll find like how they crossed the sea from Anima from Sarnus
to Anima.
Sarnus, yes, Sarnus to Anima. Yeah. I still remember in the pre-volume 4 days, I was like, man, I would love for Team Ranger to meet up with Scarlet and Sage, and they get a boat with Neptune while Sun goes after. That's because they're all heading to Mistral and.
No, they got an airship. They wouldn't go by boat. Definitely not Neptune.
Well, that's what I thought would have been funny.
Yeah.
That's what I thought would have been funny while Sun goes off. because they all obviously those three were heading back to Mistral while Sun was heading to Menagerie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we might get a little bit more as well with them coping about what happened at the Fall of Beacon, because it's going to be just have happened. So it'll be nice to see them discussing that as well. And,
I'm sure this will be the first time we really get to see Ren and Nora kind of reflect on Pyrrha's death themselves.
And John struggling as well.
I'd like to think,
Yeah, so that'll be really interesting to see. As well as some fight scenes with the Fighting Grim and all of that too. Yeah. And Crow following them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting too, like seeing if you spot like little birds throughout the
See this little bird watching.
A nice little thing. But yeah, I think that's about it for the comic. I'm really excited. I love this. Well worth the $1.
Definitely worth the $1 for it.
Definitely. But now we have a bit more than 24 pages.
Yes. How many pages is it?
300?
Yeah. Yeah, 295. So with the book as well, now we're going to be discussing it though. We're not going to discuss anything too spoilery. So if you want to read it, you'll still enjoy it. So we'll discuss a lot of the news and things we learned out of it, like about semblances, weapon names, characters, things like that. But we won't discuss too much about what happens at the end, because we want you guys to enjoy it if you end up reading it yourself. That's cool, Don?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
We'll still discuss a few things, but I just don't want to discuss too much about especially what happened at the end, because it was really interesting and but we can still discuss a few things, of course. Yeah.
So if I pause for a bit, just let me just kind of make sure I'm not saying anything I don't mean to.
Yeah, because not everyone's read it yet. Now, I've read it once. I was going to read it a second time and take notes, but I haven't had a chance to, unfortunately. So it's been a couple months since I read it. Though I have got a couple little notes here, just mainly the semblances and weapon names that we learn about. And a lot of this we actually found out near the actual start of the book. Like within the first couple chapters, already learnt confirmation about Velvet's semblance and about Fox as well, with him being blind and other things as well. We just found out almost like within the first couple chapters of the book, which was really interesting. Yeah. But I guess overall I really liked the style where it's following Tinkoffy's journey in Vacuo. And there's flashbacks as well to what happened at Beacon, as well as the fall at Beacon, but also events that happened like when they first met, became a team, and also what happened in Volume 2, where they went on that mission and were late to the ball, the party as well. So that was really interesting. Yeah,
a lot of flashbacks, very back and forth between Vacuo and Beacon and stuff.
It was done really well, though. I thought it wasn't too jarring.
I'm not a big book reader, so don't judge my opinion. I've really enjoyed this.
Yes,
thoroughly.
I knew you would like it.
I went away. I went camping. Read like 50 pages of it while I was camping. Came back and just sat down in like 2 sessions and read the whole rest of it.
Yeah.
Like, I seriously really enjoyed this book. I thought the pacing was really good. I loved the constant back and forth. Very rare, like only 1 or 2 times did I find myself rereading to make sure I hadn't misunderstood something. Only once or twice.
Yeah, it was very easy to read and take it away.
Very easy to read, very easy to understand.
And I like how it kept switching between the characters as well. Like at the start, it's, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's Velvet's point of view, and then I think it goes to Coco's point of view, and then other chapters are sort of switching from the 4 main characters, different points of view with things, and also going on with the background as well, and the experiences, of course, with the Fall of Beacon. Yeah,
and I feel like, again, like apart from maybe something that happens at the end, you could definitely read this after watching Volume 3 and be fine. You wouldn't really get spoiled or anything.
Well, it's only really,
You might, but even then, the very end isn't that much of a spoiler, really.
No, I'm happy for you to discuss that bit. It's more what happened within the actual story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But we can mention about Team Sun, because we know from Volume 6 that they were going to Vacuo, so...
So Team Sun do meet up with Coffee at the very end.
At the end, really so that's fine.
Like there's no adventure with them yet.
No.
You know that the next book will be Team Coffee and Sun.
Yes.
Coming up.
Yeah.
And we do know a little bit more about Sage and Scarlet from the previews of the World of RWBY book that's coming out later this year.
Yeah.
We got a little synopsis on them, their weapon names. not that I can think of them off the top of my head now.
No, I mean neither.
Yeah, so
It'll be on the RWBY wiki, most likely.
Yeah, so we're getting more about them and stuff.
Yes, which will be good because we don't know, like, basically nothing about them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it'll be good to learn more about Team Sun, especially, and get more background, of course, about Sun and Neptune too, which will be really interesting. Because even though we've seen them a lot in the show, we really don't know a lot about their background, really, especially Neptune. We know a little bit about Sun, but not really that much.
Yeah, and I'm curious if any of Sun will be explored, that like we heard from Like a Morning Follows Night.
Yeah.
If we're going to get any more, because that was the first we kind of got non-canonical kind of ideas of Sun's background with the Lamar Hall segments.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's going to be maybe explored on.
Mm.
Like, if I was S.C. Myers, I'd be like, yes, let's just go grab from that. Let's work off that, rather than writing up something myself and then checking with Miles and Carey, or getting Miles and Carey to explain some stuff to me. I would just go to that. Getting a bit more on Neptune and stuff it would be nice.
It would be. It was just good to get more back to characters.
And considering how harsh Vacuo is in this book,
it's
not a nice place. Well, no. I guess the desert. We really learn nothing about Vacuo itself, just the region of Vacuo.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't get to know much about in the city and everything because they were out in the wilds in the desert.
I don't think they gave it a name, but I still refer to it as the Scorching Sand. That's what Crow referenced it in the World of Remnant.
Yeah.
But that he could just be calling it the Scorch. That's what I refer to the desert as, the Scorching Sand.
Yeah.
But that could have been Crow's name for it.
Sun and Neptune team hot and useless.
Don't stop being mean to my boy. Stop being mean to my boy Neptune. Stop. He's a tryhard. Oh god. I can't believe Neptune's weapon's name is tryhard. I hate that so much, and I love it.
Is that what it is? I didn't know that.
So in the World of RWBY book, they had a few preview pages of it.
Right. I must have missed all of that, I think.
And there was a page that had Neptune, Sage, and Scarlet. It had a little synopsis about them and all their weapon names.
Right.
Weapons. Neptune's weapon is called Tryhard because it was Sun came up with a name for it, and by the time Neptune learned what the joke meant, it was already too late.
Oh.
And all that had all kind of already been. He couldn't change it at that point.
That's funny.
I hate it so much.
It's like the Wild West. Yeah, it's, as you learn in the book, it's very a very harsh environment, and you learn a lot more about the Vacuo people with them being nomads and moving around and such. I really like how there are a lot more dangerous, bloody animals. Yes.
And that's
there were some non-grim creatures. Yeah.
That's one thing that I didn't pick up on a lot. I couldn't tell when the thing they were fighting was a grim or not.
Yeah, it wasn't very clearly explained.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell if the thing they were like. Yeah, they were just they
were fighting these giant crab-like things, and it wasn't really.
Those weren't grim. I know those weren't.
Those weren't grim, but at first you're sort of thinking, is it a grim? And then no, it wasn't a grim. But
I know they fight like a two-headed giraffe that I think is a grim.
Nah, pretty sure that's a grim.
The snake they fight at the end, I don't remember if that's.
I think that was confirmed as a grim as well. Yeah, because they described it as being black and such. So if it's black,
I must have missed that.
If I remember correctly, it's been a little while since I read the book. But yeah, so they fight as well as some non-grim things as well as grim things, which is good. But the one thing I really liked about it was just getting a background of each of these characters, because we didn't really know a lot about them. We get a bit more of Coco's background. Fox is really interesting because he's from Vacuo as well. He talked about growing up being blind as well, and his semblance being telepathy, so he can communicate with his friends telepathically, but he can also like sense auras and things like that too, which is really cool. Yeah. He's
like Adam and Ren, who have the characters that are really good at like sensing aura.
Yes.
And like seeing without seeing and stuff like that.
Yep.
So those three characters all have very high aura sensors.
So that was really cool, very interesting. And how I also like his scroll. He has his scroll on him, and that has like a program that helps him when he's fighting and stuff too.
I forgot what it stands for, but it's ADA. It's kind of like a If any of you have seen Avatar: Last Airbender, it works like Toph, who's blind in that show. But she's an earthbender, so she uses her earthbending to sense vibrations in the ground. And then that travels up people. So she can literally see people's vibrational figures, or sense them at least through earthbending, and that's how she sees. And that's how Ada works. Sends out like sound pulses. So it also works like a bat as well. it kind of like just vibration stuff, how Ada, and then Ada kind of informs him how to move and stuff from there.
Seismic sense, right?
Yeah. Seismic sense.
Seismic sense. Yep. Yeah, so that's really cool and
The
interesting.
only thing we didn't get was it didn't get too much on Velvet.
Not a huge amount on Velvet. It did confirm pretty much in the first chapter that her semblance is basically photographic memory. So she can mimic people's moves and their fighting styles and that sort of thing, which works really well with her weapon when the light copies. And it also confirmed how they don't last forever as well. So they will, after a few hits, they'll disappear, and it's basically a one use, and it destroys the photo as well. So
so basically, like, the semblance is her mimicking her character, mimicking the characters she photographs.
Yeah.
And then her weapon is like is what actually creates the holograms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understand? And they kind of all work together.
Yes.
To create one thing. Like, neither of them really work without the other. Which to be fair is something that, again, I'm not one to criticize the stuff we don't get. I think that never makes any sense to me personally. Especially because we could get it in the next book. They might be saving Velvet stuff for later.
Yeah, we didn't get a lot about her past.
I would be really interested to see, one, how she discovers a semblance, and how she builds a weapon, and how she all kind, because that would be a really hard thing to come across.
Yeah, definitely.
To kind of understand where your semblance is, realize it doesn't work, and so you build a weapon that works well with, that'd be a really hard thing.
Maybe she picked up someone else's weapon who she'd seen fighting in the past and was able then to use their weapon or something.
I think one of the best moments of the book, I'll try not to spoil it, I guess, because it was a really cool moment, is when she does use a semblance and her weapon, but it's about, and it's like, it's something that she'll never be able to get a photo of again.
Yes, yeah.
So there's a literal conflict in her for a page or two, whether or not she'll actually use it, because she'll literally, and there is a reason why, the reason she'll never be able to get this photo again, why this photo means so much to her. The photo itself isn't that important in the grand scheme of things, but it's the symbolism of that she'll never be able to get it again.
Yeah, well, I guess we could say, because to me it's not too much of a spoiler, really.
You go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much on the plot of the story near the end there. That's the main thing. But because with she takes photos of her friends. So of course Velvet took a lot of photos at Beacon, and with the fall of Beacon and a lot of people dying or going missing, some of these photos she has are of people who have died or gone missing. So she's never going to be able to take them again. So it was confirmed that it was Team Bronze.
Yeah. Roy, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
I think. You saw him get taken off by Grimm in the background of like Weiss running through the market in episode 10 of volume 3.
Yep.
It's confirmed that he died.
Yep.
And Velvet only had one photo of him left.
Yes.
So therefore, while it wasn't a big character or anything like that, it was just the idea that I'll never be able to get I'll never be able to get this photo again.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. No more
memory of my friend.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing, like she's going through all these photos, and it's like, these are like, I'm going to not be able to get these photos back. So,
I also love on the flip side how she used other weapons sometimes that were really shitty weapons. Like she used bronze claws, I think. I don't remember. The guy who had claws from the Juniper.
I know the one. Yeah.
In episode 2 of volume 3, who had claws, and she's like, it's like, wow, I can't believe those weapons actually came in handy. It's like, who did Every weapon has a purpose for some situation.
Yeah, that's it.
And that was a nice little.
And it was also confirmed she did get another shot of RWBY, so she does have RWBY's scythe as well.
Did she use it in this?
No, I don't believe she did, but she has it because, as we know, she took a photo of RWBY just as everything was going to hell, and she used it against the Atlesian Knight, was it? No, not the you know what I'm thinking of, the mech. So that would have used up that photo.
It was the Elysian Paladin.
So then she used up that photo, but it was confirmed in one of the flashbacks that when RWBY and Weiss left Juniper in the gang and went off to go find Pyrrha, they ran into Coffee along the way, and that's when Velvet took another shot of RWBY there. So
I'm very curious if in the next book she somehow uses the knight's sword.
Yeah, because she did take a photo of that, yes.
But whether that counts or not would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that lights. And also it was confirmed that it's light. It's like a hard light dust. Yeah. Which is really expensive and hard to come by. That's why another reason why she doesn't use weapons.
Yeah, it's just be really careful and make sure each one counts, because one, she's using up light dust, which is expensive, but two, the photos.
And here's the thing. I understand where people come from where it's like, why wasn't all this in the show, or why wasn't all this explained? You know, because it's so cool, and it's cool to know this stuff. And yes, you shouldn't have to have homework to watch a show. I get it.
Yeah.
But for me personally,
this is just additional information, really.
I'd love it. I'd much again, like I said, it just, I don't know. I just don't. I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. That argument of this should have been in the show. Yes, but I'm not mad that it wasn't, because we still have it.
Yeah, I mean, we might still get it in the later volumes as well when we do end up eventually catching up with Tin Copy and Son, which I think will happen at a later volume. Yeah. I found like the semblance which was most surprising to me was Yatsuhashi's, which was really interesting because he's the big beefy guy and he can do basically wipe people's memories. And it talked about how he was doing it as a kid when he first discovered his semblance, and that he wiped his mother memories of his baby sister, and she completely forgot about the baby sister for a day, or the baby for a day, and that was shocking to him, and that's when his family found out that's what his semblance was, and it was very much, don't use it sort of thing, and they were a bit scared of him being able. It's a powerful semblance to be able to wipe someone's memory.
It's a dangerous semblance, sure.
It's very dangerous, so he's always worried about when using it and such, and So that was really interesting for him because, this big beefy guy with his big sword, and he's so funny, like reading about him in the book as well. He's such a softie.
Oh, one of my favorite things, I'm going to read a quote here.
Oh, yeah?
I did an artwork of Yatsuhashi recently, and I wrote down the quote he said when he first met Velvet.
Because they are the two that teamed up, because we found it so Coco and Fox teamed up, and then it was Velvet and Yatsuhashi.
Yeah, so basically when Yatsuhashi, because I love the fact that they did the exact same trial as RWBY did.
Yes, they did,
From another perspective and another character.
Being launched into the forest,
so they all have their landing strategies, which is all really different, which are all really cool and unique and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The partners, which are Yatsuhashi and Velvet, and Fox and Coco. Those are the partner pairs. And when Yatsu and Velvet meet up with each other, Velvet automatically assumes that Yatsu is a racist because he's from Mistral.
Which is
another thing we didn't really know, which makes sense.
It's explained as well too, like how Mistral's very against the fairness and everything. She just assumed with Yatsu being from Mistral that he will be against the fairness, which of course isn't true.
Yeah, and I love this kind of because this is something that I feel like I would say. Where it's like, I would never mistreat you because you're a faunus or for any other reason. That's not who I am. If I ever slip up, make a stupid joke or insensitive, you have full permission to punch me so I can know better. That's just so awesome and adorable. And that's something that I would do. It's like, hey, trust me, it's like, I'm not racist. I will make a joke. So when I do, just punch me.
Yeah.
So I can learn.
Yeah.
Like that's so human.
Just so funny.
That's so me at least. I know. Yeah. I'm that idiot who would make a dumb joke and be like, you know what? Just smack me in the head. I'm sorry.
He's such a big softie and kind-hearted, and he's very protective of Velvet, and it's just adorable.
Although this instance wasn't like sexual or anything, I love how openly like sexual this book kind of is in a slight sense. Like just it's not like people are perverted, and they're not like that's just how real life is. So that they kind of don't shy from it. I love that like Velvet makes a joke about Groom being on her tail, so Yatsu just looks at her ass. It's like, she has rabbit ears. Why does she have a rabbit tail?
She doesn't have a rabbit tail.
It's like, well, that's my first punch. No, I just loved it so much.
It was just so good. Yeah, it was really good, and I liked, of course, how they came together as a team at the end, which I won't say too much so you guys can read it and experience it, but it was really good. Yeah, it was awesome.
I also love how many like blind jokes when Coco first met Fox.
Yes.
They were back and forth. They were showing like how Coco has a really strong aura.
Yeah.
Again, so it's like when Fox meets like, so does this count as first eye contact or not? You can't actually see.
Can't actually see.
It was so good.
It was really good.
It was written really well.
And it's funny too because Velvet and Coco were confirmed as going to the same training school, so different one to RWBY and Yang.
Pharaoh's Academy.
Yeah, so they went to the same school. And Velvet knew of Coco, and I think she had a bit of a crush on her. And
you think?
Yeah, well, that's how I sort of read it as. That,
Okay.
yeah, it was just not maybe a question. She really looked up to her as sort of like this cool person, and she really loved her weapon, and
yeah, like that's what I saw that. It's more like kind of like this is like the star pupil, like this was like yeah, the big bitch. This was the good. Yeah, this was.
Well, Coco's like, oh, I think I know you from school, sort of thing, and Velva's like, oh my god, it's Coco. And Coco's like, oh hi.
Because later in the book, when Coffee is talking to Ruby, like, hey, Team Ruby was like, hey, we might not be here for the ball. Let's just give you a few information. Like, we'll be back in time.
Yeah.
But just in case, let's give you guys a rundown. Like, they were talking, like, they went back on their introduction how they were all like that to Coco as well. Like, this is the Team Coffee. And that's my favorite thing about this book. Literally my favorite thing they introduced in this book is that every year there always is a hotshot team.
Yes.
I think is how they worded it. There's one team that will get more attention than everyone else. There's one team that will be the best team. And again, in their year, it was Coffee.
Yep.
In our year, it was Ruby.
Yep.
So kind of, it's like, because Ruby gets a lot of attention, it gets a lot of pampering and all that kind of stuff. It's like, wow. It's like, why don't we see this from the rest of the teams? But this confirms that Coffee is like that as well.
Yep. And Coco had a chat to Ruby about it all as well too at one point, which is pretty cool.
We talked to Osbin and stuff a lot too. We got a lot of special missions and stuff like that, just like you guys are getting now. That's just what happens. There's always one team that Osbin kind of gives a lot of attention to. So don't feel too honored. There's always one team, and I love that. I love that even they were like, oh, the next hotshot team is going to be whoever Pyronikos' team is. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Pyronikos' team.
Yes.
Was going to be. That was really, I love that bit. Kind of like, hey, hey, we know Pyronikos is. Yeah, her team's definitely going to be the next big team.
Yep.
100%. Yep. And everyone was really surprised when it wasn't.
No.
That was a really cool little bit that they added in there.
Yeah.
I love the world building of the academies.
It had more about what happened at the school and like before and after the fall of Beacon. It was really, really good. It really filled in the gaps of things we hadn't seen, as well as touching on events that we had seen, but seeing them from a different point of view. In particular, the scene with Team Coffee when they went on that mission for the ball and what happened there. I won't say too much, but it was pretty devastating. It was really devastating for them. So when you see that shot with them when they've returned and, Team Coffee's here and they look really downtrodden, it just gives it more points to that scene, and you actually get to know, like, we actually read about that with Velvet, who spoke to Ruby and the gang, and to see it from that point of view after what happened and knowing what had happened as well, it was like, oh god. And basically, they failed their mission really, and it hit them all pretty hard.
And you get to see the aftermath of that with Ozpin as well, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And it also explains why Port was there with them.
Yep.
During the first attack at Beacon.
Yep.
Because like they basically got given a liaison from now on because they failed that first mission.
Yep.
Or not that first mission, but they failed that mission.
Yeah, so they had to have a huntsman with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that
just for the time being.
Yeah.
As the liaison.
That was very interesting.
And then like after the fall, we kind of get a look at they stick around at Beacon for some time.
And how bad it really was with the groom and everything at school.
And like Linda and stuff, and then they eventually kind of get permission to kind of go off and go complete their training. You're not really helping here.
Yeah, exactly.
As much as we'd love as many huntsmen to kind of stay around, like most everyone had already left at that point.
Yeah, they stayed around the longest.
Or either left or went off to another academy. Either way.
Yeah.
Which I don't remember if they. I want to say they did discuss like how that's affected the other academies. Like how many more like now a lot of the other academies like over capacity and stuff because so many of those teams from Beacon went off to the other academies.
They didn't really touch base on that too much, but they did have I mentioned how Vacuo was very Shade was very different.
Yes.
To Beacon. And how they focus more on survival and rather than working together as a team.
Yeah, so because of Ozpin's his like fascination with like groups of 4 and all that kind of stuff, it's so much more based around teamwork.
Yeah.
Whereas in Vacuo, it's much more like be the strongest huntsman.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
kind of the idea, and it'll be really interesting. I'm really interesting to see Sun's perspective back in Vacuo.
Yeah.
You just see Vacuo and you see Sun, you kind of like, oh, they seem very different in a sense. you know, that's just Sun's perspective on it compared to, like, say, Fox's.
Yes, yeah.
On it. So I'll be really interested to see how another Vacuoan who's much more positive like Sun, reflects on his in the next book we kind of see his reaction to Vacuo and stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to.
Yeah. No, I like how it confirmed a few other things like semblances as well. There's a lot of different, more different semblances that we come across with different people, and how very different they are from semblances that we've found. And that was really cool to see how different they could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, like I love Coco's, which is hype.
Yes.
Which basically just means she can apply her aura to her bullets and make them far more like powerful, far more devastating. Which shows like what she did to the Nevermore and stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool. Forgot to mention Coco semblance.
in volume 2.
Yeah.
You know, so that was kind of more like, that to me was more like, okay, we need to go back and explain why that worked, and yet she lost to like why they got beaten by like Coco and Emerald and Mercury, for example. So they kind of went back and kind of just like, oh yeah, this was a semblance.
Yeah.
Whether that was intended or not initially, I don't know, but it feels like that was more like a let's go back and explain that.
Yeah, it was, and also how she had to be really careful when doing it as well. As well as you know, the ammo and everything, and yeah,
like ammo preservation also probably drains her aura, her actual aura, quite a lot faster. Yeah, and we did get confirmed because of that she does have a very strong aura pool because of that.
Yeah.
So she can use it quite freely because she does have a strong aura pool, as Fox mentioned, I think, once or twice.
Yeah. Just a very strong aura. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, no, I love getting all that information. It is really nice and stuff, definitely.
Yeah. That was really cool. And it's not really a spoiler, but it's one thing which I thought you'll find interesting as well. It's confirmation or something with well, we assume it's Salem, looking for people with strong semblances.
You think that's Salem?
I'm pretty sure. No, you don't think so?
I think it's just someone else entirely.
Yeah, well, I just found it interesting how they talked, about how it was mentioned about them for their master and finding strong semblances and things like that. That to me, we'll have to see. We'll find out a bit more. But I found that really interesting too. I mean, to be fair, if they wanted to tie those characters into the main plot, then yes, it should be Salem. Yeah. You know, but, you know, it also goes back... It basically the same situation as Tok. When she discussed her master. It could be Salem. It could not have been Salem. Yeah. We really still don't know. Like, although, yes, it very much seems like... It very much seems to be Salem. Yeah, but there's you know, Tok still might not have been referring to Salem. Because she had a very strong semblance as well. So it makes sense that Salem would have people looking out for strong semblances and useful semblances that she could use. Yeah. I think there was something recently at a convention where they cult of a different entity, where they were discussing. This like the RWBY girls were discussing. Someone asked them about Cinder's semblance. So don't take this as canon because it's, you know, just the voice actors. They said it was something about like particle manipulation, like turning particles into dust. Yeah. So kind of like, that's Cinder's apparent semblance. Yeah. You know, so like that's a pretty powerful semblance if that's the case, you know. We don't know what Hazel's semblance is yet. We don't know what Tyrion's semblance is yet. We don't know what Watts' semblances is. But they might all have very, very powerful semblances. Look at Emerald, who, you know, Salem has showed a lot more interest in Emerald than she has Mercury. Yep. Mercury doesn't have a semblance. No. You know, whereas Emerald does have a very powerful semblance. Yes. So that's why, you know. And again, if Osmond's running out of magic, maybe Salem's running out of magic as well. Yep. You know, and have all these powerful semblances. Maybe that's why she's so, you know, and even when she was creating the Grim, it looked like she was, I don't know, maybe it looked like maybe she was struggling a bit, but maybe that was just like an exert of energy. Maybe she wasn't necessarily struggling. Yeah, I was just thinking that Hazel's semblance is to be able to deal with the pain. Oh right, sorry. Yeah, right, of course. Because it's yeah, but that is a very powerful semblance. Yeah, you know, to be able to ignore pain. Yep. So maybe that is what's yeah, I guess, you know, that would make sense. Maybe you're right. Maybe it could be related to... I didn't get that in the book. Didn't you? I thought you'd be picking up like, ooh, this sort of confirms what I thought we'd like with Tok. Well, I think because they were referring to the crown. That's what they referred to the master as, was the crown or something, I believe. No, I don't remember reading that, but it was a little while ago. I had to try and find it. There was something to do with the crown, I'm certain. I don't remember crown. Well, you keep talking. I'm researching. Well, we'll probably start to wrap up the stream soon.
talk about the names of the semblances and the
Oh
weapons
yeah,
and stuff.
so
I don't have that.
I've got that here. So yeah, Coco's semblance they're referring to as hype, though it wasn't really confirmed in the book as being called hype.
Was it
I
not?
don't believe, or maybe it was.
I thought it was.
Yeah, but yeah, so that allows us to use the aura to increase the bullets and power of the dust. Fox's semblance is telepathy, so being able to communicate with teammates telepathically. Velvet's semblance is the photographic memory, so as we already discussed. And Yasuhashi's is the memory wiping as well. We also had confirmation of the names. I don't believe they confirmed Fox's weapons.
Sharp retribution.
Sharp retribution, that's it.
Yeah.
Coco's, I don't know if I pronounced this correctly, but it was Gian Juja, which is a type of chocolate apparently.
Yeah.
Velvet's is Anisidora, which is basically the camera, which he keeps in the box. And Yatsu's was Fulcrum, the name of his sword.
Mm-hmm. And they also, in one of the scenes, they did Yatsuhashi's like earth smashing thing he did back in Volume 2. So they have him do that again, just to kind of like, that's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't quite find what I was looking for. I thought it was towards the end of the book they mentioned the crown, but I could be wrong. I remember watching Kaito Dan's review on it, and he mentions like what that was meant to be influencing towards. So I'm certain it was a thing. I just can't find
I can't remember it either, but I have to reread the book again. It's quite often you miss things when you read a book for the first time.
Again, Salem's had a few different names referencing to her over the years, so
I just found that interesting. I thought that might have been that, because we'll find out.
I've referenced it a few times in the stream, but I think October. I pre-ordered it the other day. It was like $40.
The book.
Thanks to exchange rate. Something just exploded behind me. Something metal. Yeah, the book, the World of RWBY official companion book. You can pre-order it now on Amazon. It comes out, I think, October 10th.
Yep.
But shipping will take an extra couple days for me.
Probably a couple weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I think, something like that. I didn't want to pay an extra. Look, exchange rates are bad, okay? Just let me pay for the cheap shipping, because exchange rates and shipping are so bad.
I know. Yeah.
Right now. God damn Australia, go mine more gold. Or America, stop fucking over China. One of the two.
Yes.
That'd be nice for us.
I know, it's so bad trying to purchase anything from the US.
Basically, so, like, we were discussing when this book was first kind of leaked or put out there, that you were hoping it could be like an in-world lore book.
Yes.
And that's not quite what it is. It's much more behind the scenes.
Which I'm still happy with. I just thought it'd be cool. Like I mentioned, I've got I'm not sure where it is, but I've got a couple Harry Potter sort of textbooks, and they've got like little notes and drawings in them from Harry, Hermione, and Ron, and little notes and things throughout the book. And I love that idea. I thought, that'd be really awesome if they had like it being like a text lore book from Beacon with little scribbles in it.
Kind of like how the Half-Blood Prince book was itself. Was like that. And in another good example of that I know from another franchise is for Five Nights at Freddy's, there was a night guard manual that was released, and it's full of like handwritten kind of like stuff from one of the in-game characters. Yeah. If you guys have only played Five Nights at Freddy's and just on the surface, gosh, there's so much more to those games.
Yeah, there is a lot to those games,
Yeah, so there's like one of the characters and that has all the writtens and like there's like codes and puzzles all through it. It's really interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, but this book is much more behind the scenes stuff. Like, basically there's going to be like almost all the weapons will have their name revealed. Semblances will be revealed. So many paragraphs upon paragraphs of different characters, behind the scenes stuff. Like, it's basically, it'll be the wiki in a book. I think it's basically what it's meant to be. Yeah. Yeah, so, and there's going to be a lot of stuff, like the stuff I'm hoping for. I really hope that in this book we get Vinal's actual name. Yeah. That'd be a really cool detail they could throw in the book. Yeah. Because we're not going to get that in the show. Like, I doubt it, unless Raven mentions it to Ty, which, I don't know, that'd be cool. But like that'd be a really cool one. Like the name for weapons. Like we've already gotten Sage and Scarlet's weapons names. I can't remember them now. Yeah, so all just behind the scenes stuff. It's like $28, I think. Hope that's Australian. Hope that wasn't US. And stuff. So yeah, it's a really cool thing. I'm so excited for this book. Like I'm as excited for this book as I am for Volume 7.
Yep, I had to pre-order it as well, so we can do
excited.
a stream to discuss it all. That'll be really good.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I'll get mine by the 24th of October, so hopefully we can stream just before. Might be able to discuss this, maybe a trailer if that comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
Before the stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So those are the 3 RWBY books and stuff. We might get some sort of timeline, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
that'd
not
be good.
I'm not too sure, but possibly.
It's just nice to get some more information and confirmation of certain things as well. So I think it'll be really good.
Yeah. It should be really good. I'm really excited for it. After the Fall, yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed this. If you're a RWBY fan, you can read this in like a day or 2.
Yep.
You know,
it's not too bad. You could definitely binge read it.
The pacing is really easy. It's just really enjoyable. Adds to the show. Love it. The comic, for $1, it's like this is like $10. The comic was like $1.
Yep.
Awesome. Definitely recommend.
Definitely recommend checking them out, for sure.
100%. Yeah. The World of RWBY books are expensive, so I don't mind. That's fair. There's a wiki for you.
Yeah.
But the other 2 I definitely recommend, and I think that's.
I think that's it. That's a wrap.
I think that's about it.
Anyone want to ask us any questions before we wrap up? We've been going for just over an hour, so.
We did get 2. And if we missed one, please explain. Please let us know. We did get 2 Amity Arena updates. I think since our last stream, which are basically about Adam and Hazel, and it basically just fleshed out a little bit more what we already knew.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So those was cool. I think I don't know if this is someone said to me or what the description said for Hazel, but it kind of described how like, or at least I interpret now that Hazel's kind of like, because Osmond is immortal.
Yeah.
He would, from Hazel's point of view, he wouldn't value the life of someone as much. He wouldn't value life as much.
Yeah.
So for him, it's like, oh yeah, little girl, little sister, you go out, you go be a huntress. That's fine. Oh, she died. Oh well, I can't die. So that's
sort of Hazel's perception.
That's Hazel's perspective of it. Which I really, really like.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds to all that, like how, and like also times like how they were orphans, like they were the only 2 that each other had. Hazel. It's interesting because I never got the fact that they were twins.
Yeah, no,
I think
same.
Hans and Gretel were actual twins, but I could be mistaken. But
yes.
That's really interesting because that means Hazel would have been around 17 when this happened.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting because because Hazel was probably 30 or 40, he's probably pretty old.
Yeah, I say
so
probably
this has been
40.
a long time coming. Like I thought that Hazel was a much, much, much older brother, like 10, 12 years senior or something like that, who kind of treated more like as a daughter, sister kind of mentor kind of person. But they were twins.
Yep.
That's really different than what I was thinking. So that's actually something that I thought was very different.
Yep.
Again, Adam was basically the same thing. Faunus. I think they told that he was Faunus who worked in the mines, for something that I hadn't before.
Yeah, which we kind of guessed, but at the end of Volume 6.
I guess once you saw the scar, you kind of got that.
Gathered, yes. But it was more confirmation of that. Which I think we'll get more in Volume 7 when we get to actually see the mines and meet the Faunus and Mantle and all of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not at this point. I'm not too skeptical on Volume 7 or like too theorize. I'm not theorizing too much because there's so much they could do. I feel like they're not going to do like everything because there's just so much we can do in Atlas. So like we might not get Penny stuff. We might not get that much Faunus stuff. They seem to have dropped the White Fang stuff, so we might not get Faunus mine stuff. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping so. We still only have that little teaser from RTX, which we still haven't seen because it's not public yet.
Yep.
That's the only information we really got.
Yep. They're not doing any character shorts this year either. I say we'll probably still get a trailer.
We'll still get a trailer.
Yeah. But at this stage.
It was cool. I'm trying to remember. Volume 5's trailer was 2 episodes visual, 5 episodes audio.
Yeah.
Volume 6's was I think 4 episodes visual, and I think 4 episodes audio.
It didn't give away a lot, which was good. They've been really good with the trailers recently.
Yeah, my point is that it shows how much more they've kind of had done as the volumes came out. I would say so at least.
Yeah.
And we even got shots. We got a number of shots in the Volume 6 trailer that weren't even in the show.
Yeah.
Certain perspectives, camera angles, and scenes themselves.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I'm glad they felt they had the time, or at least the backlog of stuff to kind of do that. That's kind of like.
Yeah. Yeah, I find that the cards, the Amish Arena cards, are really good because they just confirm things, and the same with the after the full book, it gives things more meaning when you get a bit more of a background story. Even though you might have been seeing things you may have been already aware of or guessed, but it just confirms them.
And it's cool now because like you watch like new reactors coming into the series, you can now explain this stuff to them. That they don't get shows. Like, oh, by the way, here's this little detail out of that scene. You know, and that's what I love. I love watching reaction videos and seeing people in the comments reference stuff that we only just learned. But as if, oh, here, this is now relevant to you. I love that. That's really cool. I love those little.
It's not spoiling. It's just more just adding to. Oh, we know a bit more about this scene now because
of this. Then we did then.
Then we did back then.
A little more. So here, let's heighten the. Since we didn't get that chance to have that heightened for us, let's give you that.
So like with the Hazel thing, especially, you could say, well, Hazel's sister, we now know that they were twins. And she was his only family, so that gives a bit more meaning to how he reacted and everything as well. So
and Hazel's very much like he's the kind of character I could so see, like, for example, the second they get, like, say for example in an alternate world where they actually kill Ozpin and get rid of him, I could see Hazel then turning on Salem like that. Like, it's a lesser of two evils thing. Once Ozpin's out of the way, then Hazel would probably try to get rid of Salem.
Maybe.
You know? It's just, you know, a meaning to an end. You know, it's just kind of like...
Though, with Ozpin being immortal as he is, he's always going to keep coming back.
And that would also make sense. That would explain, because obviously one of the big things you ask, like, how do these people find Salem? Like, how does Salem find these people? You know, with Sindar, it's kind of like a protege kind of thing. With Watts, it's probably more like a business arrangement. With Tyrion, it's kind of like a subject or a soldier. Kind of like, how did Hazel get wrapped up in Salem? But if we're going for this powerful semblance idea, then it makes sense Salem actually seeked Hazel out, found him, and then kind of manipulated him into this whole revenge against Ozpin kind of idea.
Well, you know, the seed was already there. She helped it just grow and become more, possibly. So, yeah. Well, I think it's time probably to wrap up. We've been going for over an hour.
Oh, my throat.
So yes, thank you everyone who's hung out, or lurked and chatted and everything. If you've got any last minute questions, post them now. And and if you're watching on YouTube, of course, comment below any thoughts and ideas you have, any questions you have, and we'll endeavour to reply. And next Corner of Remnant, we haven't got a set date yet, but still the same. We'll probably, when the RWBY World book comes out, most likely we'll do a stream there. Or if we find any other information out between now and Volume 7.
Yeah, it just depends if they release stuff. In terms of, I think at the start of October or the end of September, I think there's normally New York Comic Con, I think.
That's right, it is. I was thinking about that.
Usually have a panel and usually have a trailer or a short, or
they release some sort of form of information.
They release something. Like, they'll have something for us. If not, we'll just get like an audio of like the panel and stuff. That should be cool. In terms of anything, we really don't know much. Really, I don't think there's been any major news in behind the scenes stuff. We don't know anything about Genlock Season 2 or anything like that. No, they haven't really announced much information. So they're keeping quite quiet. I know a few people have been leaving Rooster Teeth recently, but I think that's a bit more coincidental, and it has nothing to do with the animation department. Just a few people are moving on to greener pastures, I think.
Different things.
As someone who's a big Rooster Teeth fan, not just RWBY fan. I'm just trying to grasp the straws. Is there anything relevant more just to add? But I don't know. I think that's it.
I think we're good. We will be, once RWBY kicks off, RWBY season is here, we will be doing the Corner of Remnant streams, most likely weekly after each episode. It most likely still be about this time, so Saturday 11 AM AEST, but if that changes, we'll let you know. It just depends what schedule. I'm assuming they're going to keep the same schedule as last year, so it's out for a week for first members, and then it's out for just Rooster Teeth members on the website. Free. I'm sure.
So, I'm trying to remember, did they... Because we did our stream, the night before it came out publicly?
Yes.
Okay,
we had to do that in the end, because if we did the stream on the day it went out for the public, then the next episode's already out for first members, and there's a possibility we could get spoiled, or we could reference things from that episode if we already watched it. So
we did it because it got posted to YouTube. By the time it got posted to YouTube, then it was public.
Then it was public, yes. Because with these VODs as well, so I post them up 24 hours after the stream. Mainly, well, it works out well in that aspect with the episodes when they come out for the public, but also because being a Twitch affiliate, anything on Twitch needs to remain Twitch exclusive for 24 hours. Okay. So, yep. So I always pop these up 24 hours later. You can always watch the VOD, so if you want to, if you missed the stream, but it's not on YouTube yet, and you want to find out what happened, what we discussed, you can always watch the VOD on my Twitch channel. I've got put them all in a playlist as well, so it's a bit easier to find them. Yeah, so we'll probably do the same thing as we did with Volume 6, but we'll let you know if anything changes. Yep. But once RWBY season starts, it will be weekly. Just in between seasons, it's just on and off. It's been just any news that comes out.
Don't always have stuff to discuss about. We could stretch stuff like this out and do like 1 week comic, 1 week after the fall and stuff. But we kind of struggled to get this stream off the ground to begin with.
Yeah. We kept pushing it back.
Let's cover everything in the stream since we're here, get it done with, and then we can kind of not have to stress about streaming again until something relevant is.
Well, this is only the third mid-season.
I think we had like 7 mid-season.
Yeah, I think we did last year. We had a lot more information, but then again, we had the Adam Shaw and
had the Adam Shaw.
A Chibi. I think it was a little bit of Chibi and other things as well going on last year. So
yeah, like Chibi's weird because I understand that they want to put all their eggs in the RWBY basket. They want to just work on the main show right now. They don't want to have any other distractions, because they had Genlock last year, they had Chibi last year as well.
And Genlock starting up as well earlier this year.
Yeah, still haven't seen that, by the way.
No, me neither. I've only seen the first episode.
I still haven't seen I haven't seen the most recent of Red vs. Blue. I haven't seen the most recent season of Camp. I haven't seen the most recent season of Genlock. I think right before RWBY comes out, I'm gonna have a few days where I'm just gonna binge watch it all. Other RT stuff. So, I want to give those shows all my attention.
Yep.
But I just love multitasking so much, and I don't want to multitask those shows. I want to give those shows the attention they deserve.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just a matter of finding the spare time, not between killing myself drawing as I have been as of late, which I love. I've been enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be a big volume. Absolutely. I think Volume 7 is the first episode of the next story arc, if they're going to continue the theme of being 3 episodes. So we had like the Beacon story arc with Volumes 1, 2, and 3, and then this recent story arc, whether they call it, I'm not sure what they're going to call it, but I mean 4, 5, 6.
It's called the Anima
arc. Yeah,
it's all over that content.
That's true. Very true. So yeah, then for that story arc, so Atlas is the start of the next story arc, which makes a lot of sense as well, because we're getting the new outfits, and we've got a new continent, new city, and yeah, I think it's going to be action packed. It's going to be a lot.
Do you know what? I actually had a theory. This is probably a theory. I don't want this theory to happen.
Yeah.
But imagine if we have because we're getting new outfits.
Yes.
Because there's a possibility for a time skip because of new outfits, even though we assume it's going to be more like they're in their old outfits, then they go to a store or go to the manor, or they get new outfits like in an on-screen sense.
Yeah.
Imagine if they go to Atlas, they have 2-3 episodes in Atlas,
they
give the relic there, then you have a year time skip, and you have the characters somewhere else in the world in new outfits, like they got the relic to Atlas and then they moved on.
Yeah, possibly.
And we don't get actually anything in Atlas. We go do something else. The thing that's what they can actually do.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't want that to happen, but that's what they could actually do.
Could do. It'll be interesting to see how they
putting that out there, because again, like when you theorize and you have headcanons and you have stuff you want to happen, do it broad, because if you don't and it doesn't happen the way you want it to happen, people get mad. So
it'll be interesting how they're going to implement with the new outfits, because with between volume 3 and 4 there was that time skip. So yeah,
that's why I'm concerned that this is that could be a possibility. Because again, their purpose is in their minds, get the relic to Atlas, then go on with their lives. Yeah, that's their current mindset. So if we just do that in 2-3 episodes.
Though I'm also thinking something's going to happen at Atlas, which will realign.
I'm sure we'll have to deal with Weiss being kidnapped by a father again. Blake wanting to go to the Faunus.
Yes.
RWBY maybe looking into the Penny stuff. Crow, Oscar, all that looking into Ironwood. Like there's definitely paths to keep us in Atlas. I'm just saying.
Could have another time skip.
Like I'm hoping again we get to Atlas and we go to Weiss's manor and she has all these outfits for the characters, or again, like I know people like slice of life stuff and I love it too. I just feel like RWBY at the point now is just like if we had a ball or we had a clothing episode. Like, I just feel like it just wouldn't
No.
work.
Well, Oscar went off and got his new outfit, so it could just be something as simple as that.
That's what everyone. That's like the biggest criticism people have of Volume 6, and I think that's stupid. He didn't go off and have some big off-screen moment. He just went for a walk and went to a clothing store. Why is that so hard for everyone to understand?
Exactly.
Everyone thinks that's like, oh, they skipped out such a big moment for Oscar's character. It wasn't.
No.
It really wasn't. You just kind of need a moment to think.
Yep.
It could have been a big moment, but it wasn't. Don't get mad because it wasn't something you wanted. I hate that mindset. I was like, oh, I'm mad because something didn't happen. It's like,
yeah.
Because.
Anywho.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting rambly. I'm getting tired.
It's time to ramble. We're going.
Thank you all for watching. Be sure to keep track on our Twitters for when you find out the next stream will be. At the very latest, it will be right before the next volume. Make sure to follow Larissa here on Twitch to follow for gameplay content and stuff like that. Follow us on Twitter for banter and my art stuff. And yeah, just thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for listening to the VODs, if you're listening to the VODs. And we will see you as soon as we can.
We'll let you know.
Something relevant pops up.
Yep. Yeah. So if you hear some RWBY news coming out, something has been announced. No, most likely we will be doing a Corner of Remnant. So check out our Twitters. I've also got my Discord server as well. So check in there, and there will be some news on when we'll be discussing it. But until then, we have to. Where's the great one? I don't know where the great one is. Woo! There she is. Praise the great one. Where's Waifu?
She's here. She's.
Praise the great one. Woo!
Ugh.
Ah.
Can't tell if they're in camera because I don't have my camera pulled up.
Yeah, yep, they're in the camera. Yee. And until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Bye!